The station leading the way with exclusive interviews,
Follow the leader.
stimulating conversation, and intellectual discourse that empowers, enlightens, and informs.
Follow the leader.
Follow the leader at KBLA 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Keep following the leader.
Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
No, and I think that's why if we're the one who wants something, we have to zoom out enough to look at whether this person and what they bring to our life and what this relationship is like holistically is enough for us. Because we may say, I want this person to call me every day, but that may genuinely not be their style. Right? They're not someone who enjoys sitting on the phone as much as you do.
Yeah.
They might pick up the phone and call you every couple of days, but in the meantime, they will text you, or it's like you have to zoom out and go, how much of this relationship, not these moments, whether they call or not, how much of this relationship
Correct.
meets my needs? You know, what are the fundamental things? Well, I need to feel safe with someone. Like I need to feel like they actually want me, and that I'm not kind of investing under a misapprehension about what this is. I need to know at a certain point that regardless of our differences, we're giving this a go and we're exclusive, right? So that might be one thing. Another thing is I need to feel like, whether it's on the exact platform I might have hoped, I need to feel like I get enough communication, you know, holistically in this relationship to feel like I'm actually connected to this person. You know, if someone very rarely travels and then they go away and you don't hear from them a lot when they travel, that may not be a big deal. If they're on the road half the year and then they're not really connecting with you while they're traveling, that's going to have a much bigger impact on your life. It doesn't make them wrong, but it might not be enough for you.
Yeah.
And
ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason has returned with another interesting topic. Your relationships choose you. It's not the other way around. That's our topic tonight. It's going to be deep. It's going to be interesting. Are our relationships predestined by unconscious attachment imprints? Are the parents we encounter or the partners we encounter, predetermined by early attachment experiences rather than conscious choice? I think that's a very interesting question. I believe that every relationship we find ourselves in is designed to reveal some aspect of ourselves to us. Empirical support here from Bowlby's attachment theory and subsequent research by Ainsworth shows that early caregiver interaction shape neural circuitry for trust and intimacy. Neuroimaging studies reveal that these ingrained attachments patterns subconsciously bias our social and romantic selections, suggesting that our relationships may indeed choose us before we even decide. The relationship chooses you. And now the question becomes, for what purpose? I believe that there is an opportunity for you to pick up the pen of self-authorship, but you have to be confronted with the pattern, right? With what you've modeled. And I think relationship is the perfect catalyst for that. This is Krishnamurti's work when he says relationship is a mirror. How do unresolved parental attachment blueprint dysfunctional partnerships? Now, I want to read that again. How do unresolved parental attachments blueprint dysfunctional partnerships? That's a heavy question. In what ways do unresolved childhood bonds predispose us to repeatedly attracting relationships that echo early family dynamics? Here's the evidence and insight on that. Research in attachment and schema theory, Young et al., 2003, demonstrates that unresolved parental wounds could lead to internalized templates, right, that drive our partner choices. Studies confirm that individuals with insecure attachment styles are more likely to reenact family patterns, turning personal history into a blueprint for dysfunctional connections. Your relationship chooses you. I know you think you're doing it, but your wounds are doing it. That's a cold thing, right? Can trauma bonds catalyze spiritual evolution? I believe so. It is possible. True or false? Is it possible that the intense pain of trauma bonds is a necessary precursor to profound spiritual and personal growth? I would say yes. 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. This is a dialogue, not a monologue. I'm just setting it up. I'm on the side that our relationships choose us. I'm on the side of that. That's just my thought. Drawing on the work of Patrick Carnes and neuroplasticity research, emerging evidence suggests that the emotional intensity in trauma bonds can trigger adaptive changes in the brain. This counterintuitive notion posits that the very dysfunction we endure may serve as a crucible for transforming inner resilience and spiritual awakening. A lot of people don't want to do. A lot of people want to just be comfortable. They want to get what they want. They want their needs met. They don't want to meet their own needs, of course. They want someone else to do it. A lot of people just want comfort. And unfortunately, growth doesn't happen in comfort. Comfort is about stability, predictability, and all of that, right? It just doesn't happen. Sometimes you got to be uncomfortable. Many times you have to be uncomfortable if you want to grow. And that's just what it is. Is emotional safety in relationship a myth? When true connection demands vulnerability? That's heavy. True or false? Does the pursuit of emotional safety hinder the radical vulnerability required for authentic intimacy. Yeesh. Brent Brown's extensive research on vulnerability illustrates that the quest for comfort often prevents deep emotional risk-taking. Neuroscientific studies link vulnerability with the release of oxytocin, the bonding hormone, demonstrating that genuine connection flourishes in environments where emotional risk is embraced rather than avoided. Listen, you hear me say it all the time. People scared to love. They're scared to put themselves in a position of what could be defined as emotional risk, vulnerability. Right? They're afraid of that. They just want somebody to cater to the wounds. The wound says they need this, you provide that. Just give us what we want. And then there's no growth, there's no expansion, there's no moving forward. Are soulmate ideals just a distraction from cultivating authentic self-love? True or false? Is the culturally glorified concept of a soulmate merely an illusion that prevents us from fostering true self-compassion and autonomy? Why is that important? See, this is why let's come back to the topic. The relationship is choosing you for a purpose. Why is it choosing you? You have to confront everything within you that has not been observed and embraced, right? Why do you have to do that? Well, this is how you transform. This is how you matriculate from one level of consciousness to the next. Again, our psychologist friends will call it individuation, where you take the shadow that Carl Jung talked about and you integrate it with the mask and the light and the consciousness. All of that comes together in a fully integrated person. Well, that's an extremely difficult task. And if you're not fully integrated, what tends to happen is you're asking your partner to deliver everything that you should be delivering to yourself. So what happens is relationships you will magnetize certain experiences. Do you understand? So that this process can begin. Right? You're trying to handpick the process and handpick the person and put yourself in position to be safe, to be unbothered, as it were. Right? I want to be at peace. Everything has to be cool. Okay, you're trying to handpick the situation to be at peace, but the reality of it is you're going to continue to draw mirrors to you that will elucidate this thing you suppress within yourself for the purpose of reconciliation. And it's a heavy thought when you think about it, right? It's a heavy thought. Let me read that question again. True or false? Is the culturally glorified concept of a soulmate, somebody's just going to come in and just be everything you've ever wanted and give you everything you've ever desired, right? Is that person going to come in, right? Is that merely an illusion that prevents us from fostering true self-compassion and autonomy, right? In other words, providing our own needs. The relationship chooses you. Here's the insight and the evidence. Self-compassion research, Christian Neff, indicates that individuals with strong self-love experience healthier and more resilient relationships. This challenges the romantic myth of finding the perfect partner by proposing that the key to transformative love lies within the self rather than in external validation. Do you see? What drives your relationships? Right? What drives them? Usually some unhealed wound is behind it. This is why you have to have it, and this is why you have to control it, and this is why you have to manipulate. You know? What drives your relationships choose you? Fate, frequency, or familiarity, right? Are our relationship patterns a result of cosmic fate, repeated exposure to familiar energies, or the subconscious echo of early childhood experiences? It's heavy stuff. Did you choose your relationship or did it choose you? Did you learn from it? What did you get from it? All right? True or false? Neuroscience. Well, this is the insight and the evidence here. Social neuroscience and decision-making research, e.g., ergo, Kahneman's work on heuristics show that familiarity biases play a significant role in partner selection. This explosive inquiry merges metaphysical notions of karmic imprinting with empirical data, suggesting that our relational dynamics emerge from a blend of destiny and deeply ingrained psychological patterns. Heavy stuff. Heavy stuff. Listen, when I come forward, I see the phone lines are cracking. When I come forward, I want to talk to you guys. Did you choose your relationship or did it choose you? And if it chose you, for what purpose did it choose you? We got a lot to talk about.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
They can do anything they want to us. We might not be back. I might be in jail. I might be anywhere. But when I leave, you can remember I said with the last words on my lips, I am a revolutionary.
On Saturday, February 22nd, you are invited to A Night with the Panthers, a special fundraiser dedicated to supporting Black Panther veterans who now require assistance with essential needs such as medicine, food, and housing. These Black Panther veterans championed human rights, fed the hungry, educated the community, and stood as powerful symbols of resistance and resilience. Despite their incredible sacrifices, loving and serving the people did not come with retirement plans or financial security. So, now it's our time to honor their legacy and ensure that they are cared for with the dignity they deserve. You can help by attending and supporting A Night with the Panthers, Saturday, February 22nd, 6:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Project 43 Team Post Center, 6841 Crenshaw Boulevard, Los Angeles. For more information, contact Black Panther Party Breakfast at gmail.com or call 707-554-2784. That's Black Panther Party Breakfast at gmail.com or call 707-554-2784. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Autopsy Initiative provides a second autopsy free of charge for victims' families who have lost their loved ones due to a police-related death. The services offered through the initiative include the completion of a second autopsy, disclosure of preliminary findings, and a final autopsy report. A police-related death is when an individual is harmed by police officers using deadly force, which results in an individual's death. Police-related death includes in-custody deaths, including those that arise during contact with law enforcement officers during arrest, pursuit, booking, transport, or incarceration. The Autopsy Initiative has a team of board-certified pathologists on call. An autopsy request may be completed by anyone with a close relationship with the victim, which may include the victim's spouse, partner, relative, close friend, or lawyer. To request a free second autopsy for a victim of police violence, please visit knowyourrightscamp.com. That's knowyourrightscamp.com. Then click on Autopsy, then click on Request. At KBLA, we believe in justice for victims of police violence. We say their names, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
TV. Let me take time to set your mind and your body free. So why don't you just stretch for a sec. Lay while the problems rock, cop a quick wreck. Shake me, baby, bake me. No need to fake, here I am, come on and take me. Wind your body, baby, move your body. I see you slip sliding, come on and do it, hottie. I'm not quite sure as to what is going down, but I'm feeling hunky-dory about this thing that I found.
Our job is to serve each other, especially if you are walking into marriage.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Not just boyfriend, girlfriend, but husband and wife. We are to serve each other. If your apology is rooted in you and how you don't want to look and how I did this to me and I don't want to feel like that, so I no longer am going to do that because I don't want to be that type of person. Where are you serving your partner and taking into account for that you have hurt and put your partner in positions that now has affected them? Even back then, I would say to you, like, I feel like your apology is not for me. It's like, I didn't want to be that person, so I'm going to apologize for you. I didn't want to look like that man, so I'm going to apologize to you. But what about me?
You know, I think it's layers, but I think each layer is better than the last layer. Again, these are conversations that we're having that most of the times we don't have or most people don't have. If the goal is to serve you, I think the step before that is to understand me. And understanding me and what my non-negotiables and what I can and cannot deal with, then I can serve you. But if I can't love me, how can I love somebody else?
Our job.
Interesting stuff. The relationship chooses you so you can figure you out. That's what it is. And I'm listening to all of these people. There's a lot of people out there talking about relationships. And it's very interesting, you know, the perspectives that are coming back. We got Nazarene X from Atlanta, Georgia. Nazarene!
Wagwan.
What up? What are your thoughts on tonight's topic, my friend?
Well, one of the first things that come to mind is that I was wondering if my excitement about really diving into surrender is actually somehow me avoiding the choice to a certain degree. So like just looking at it because I do believe that to a large extent divine timing and so forth is a very true construct, if you will, in our lives, like quote unquote fate and so forth. However, I still look at that where the wave function collapses, like where it's time for us to make a choice. Because in life, you know, it's full of possibilities, you know, it's that spirit at work. However, when things collapse, we still have the responsibility to decide, even if it's not necessarily an action or what have you. But I do believe that regardless, what we are all seeking, even from a base level, is some sort of agreement. So that whole walk is just interesting to me because what I found through relationships and experiences, intimately, say like with, you know, just someone who's not family, but then family as well. When my grandmother passed away in 2006, I really say even just by default at that time, I quote unquote chose to acknowledge that a part of me had died and I was already living life from the other side. So all I know is love. So out here, whatever remains to be experienced in my life, like I do my quote unquote best to remain anchored in optimism and so forth, to enjoy and cherish the relationships I still have. I would say to an extent, however, greatly so, I still feel at peace and content with the fact that I still have loved ones who I already know who are still on this side of earth. So whatever interactions I may come into in terms of relationships, it's almost like I'm quote unquote split. You feel me? Because it's like I am still, as a vessel of love, as far as I'll call it, I am a transient body out here. But like you had shared before, there are great words of wisdom, such as like Big Mama had shared, like, you know, you don't want to necessarily, we'll say, everybody going to use you, but, you know, you don't want to be misused.
Right.
And again, that brings me back to the consideration of internal protection. So it's like, I wonder if deep down inside, and I'm trying to take that or keep the perspective of not judging myself or overly condemning myself, but it's just like I'm quote unquote hiding in love as I know it already.
So let me ask you this.
So I'm along for the ride.
I want you to ponder on this question. What if the very idea of a successful relationship is an illusion, and true connection is measured not in longevity, but in transformation? What are your thoughts on that?
In essence, I agree. Even it could be because I'm just off of some chapters in Freedom from the Known by J. Krishnamurti as well.
Mm-hmm.
But even in the sense of interpreting or speaking to what our perspective is or our internal definition of what makes something successful, I guess the English word would be like, it's all relative anyway. However, it's also seeded through comparison, which is always like some kind of form of conflict.
Oh, you cooking. You cooking. I see it. Uh-huh.
So I'm praying to stay in line with what you're speaking to in terms of a question.
Mm-hmm.
If you wouldn't mind just reel me back in.
Wait.
In terms of the question.
Wait,
Mm-hmm.
Stay right there. Stay right there. When we come forward, I'm going to hit you with the question one more time. But when we come forward, we're going to give you the space and the grace to expound, because this you cooking right now, nephew, and I really love it. So when we come forward, we're going to go back to Atlanta and talk to my nephew.
Fantasies will live so late out of relax. Love of my lady, love of my baby girl. Spread your wings so we can fly around the world. Harmony, charming me, your fingertips are calming me. When you drop the kiss of Susie Q, you drop the bomb on me. Stretch it, flex it. Give me the permission, okie dokie, I'll bless it. Bless it like Buddha as the best. We can lay down after love and put your head on my chest.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. A judge is pausing the Trump administration's deferred resignation offer, extending the deadline to Monday. Over 40,000 federal workers have accepted the deal, which includes pay through September. Winter storms affecting 100 million people from Nebraska to Massachusetts bring snow, sleet, and freezing rain, causing power outage risk and travel hazards. Major cities are impacted, with another system hitting the Great Lakes and Ohio Valley this weekend. The Reverend Al Sharpton is leading a memorial service for the victims of the Eaton fire at the Pasadena AME Church. Among those in attendance is Ben Crump. The civil rights attorney represents some of the families who lost loved ones in the fire. And Kendrick Lamar says his big game halftime show will bring Los Angeles energy to New Orleans. Performing with SZA, he calls it an honor after watching her career from the start. Lamar recently won 5 Grammys for Not Like Us. I'm Amber Payton on the Black Information Network, your home for Black News First.
Think It Up is an initiative to activate student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classrooms today? Join at thinkitup.org.
Are you a recent college graduate with a dream of getting a high-paying job in sales? A job where you can grow a lucrative career in multi-platform audio, digital, podcast, social media, and local events, along with world-class training and career growth opportunities. KBLA Talk 1580, located in historic Leimert Park, is currently hiring entry-level account executives for outside sales. Join a team featuring radio hosts Tavis Smiley, Dr. Cornell West, Jesse Jackson Jr., D.L. Hughley, Dr. Nee Cordelai Corte, Zoe Williams, and our very own Dominique DePrima. For more information on attending our upcoming career fair, contact SMB at KBLA1580.com today.
Work, 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 work.
To the 100 million people who owe the IRS money, this message is for you. We've helped tens of thousands of people close the door on their tax debt. So if you feel like you're stuck in a hole with IRS tax debt, then this is the easiest way to get a resolution quickly. To qualify for a no-pay or low-pay resolution, visit taxclosure.org to get free from the IRS once and for all.
To keep your bank accounts, income, and assets secure, tax closure is your same-day cure.
Now Taxes is 100% free when you file in the TurboTax app if you didn't file with us last year.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, just do your own taxes in the app by 2/18.
What if I have lots of forms?
All good, all 100% free.
What if I had 3 jobs?
Still 100% free.
What if I once saw Bigfoot?
That has nothing to do with taxes, so still 100% free.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Now this is Taxes. See if you qualify in the TurboTax app. Excludes TurboTax Live, must start and file in app by 2/18.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-511-2112. That's 800-511-2112. 800-511-2112.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Imagine a Los Angeles where everyone can thrive, where communities have access to the resources they need to succeed. That's the vision of Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. They're dedicated to improving life in LA County by providing educational support, employment assistance, and spaces for community engagement. By 2050, they want LA to be the best place to connect, create, learn, live, and play. They're working toward an education system that's well-resourced and culturally responsive, becoming a hub for artists and innovators, and making sure everyone has access to healthy food, quality healthcare, and safe housing. It's about building a future where we all have the chance to succeed. We invite you to learn more about their mission and get involved with Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio that's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
I got nothing but love for you, baby. I got nothing but love for you, honey. I got nothing but love for you, baby. What you got? I got nothing but love for you, honey. I got nothing but love for you, baby. I got nothing but love for you, honey. I got nothing but love for you, baby. I got nothing but love for you, honey. I got nothing but love for you, baby. I got nothing but love for you, honey. I know you want lots of Jews and stuff. Backyards with swimming pools, bars with stools and stuff, fancy foods, lobster, sushi, yeah, Versace, Gucci, crazy Lucci. I know your ammo, you do demo on a paycheck. You get a herb from the bird and show him no respect. Middle name, price tag, first name, gotcha. Start a slow, got on a roll, now they can't stop ya. Talking about, hey boo, how you do?
resentment will kill you. I mean it. We have lots of research to show us that the feeling of resentment will eat you up from the inside. It causes ulcers, it causes physical problems all throughout the body, and it can last a lifetime unless you figure out the cure for resentment. And there is only one cure for resentment. It's forgiveness. See, the core of resentment is when you have a problem really with yourself, you just don't realize it. Let me explain. Resentment is the feeling of anger that you have as a result of feeling demeaned. Now, anger itself is not the problem. Anger is energy to solve a problem. That's all it is. And psychologically, anger is not necessarily a problem, but the resentment form of anger is. Because resentment is when you have felt demeaned and you believe your worth has been lessened by being demeaned. Nobody resents a tornado. You resent a person who has now made you believe in your own mind that your worth has been lessened and you need to even the scales. Now, there's a difference between righteous indignation and resentment. Righteous indignation is the moral outrage you feel when you view injustice. And you're going to get angry when you view injustice because you want to see that injustice stopped. But resentment is the anger you feel towards another person who has made you feel demeaned, and now you believe in your own mind that your worth has been lessened and you need to make them pay. That's why even when people get revenge, which is based on resentment, they never really stop hating that other person, because the resentment that caused the revenge is based on the shame that came from feeling demeaned and now believing in your own mind that your worth has been lessened, and you're just going to be angry at the other person as if it's their fault and they need to pay. And even after you make them pay, you've never addressed the shame and the doubts in your own mind about your worth.
Man, the phone calls are pouring in, man. We asked the question, in the first hour. We asked the question. Relationships choose you or you choose them. I'm of the belief that we are chosen by our relationships. We don't do the choosing. I had Nazarene X on from Atlanta, Georgia. Nazarene.
Yes, sir.
I hit you with a question, and you wanted me to refresh you on the question, right?
That is correct. If I may, what I felt might be appropriate to it, maybe we just, just cook it up. But it was something to the effect of transformation. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the question was, what if the very idea of a successful relationship is an illusion, and that true connection is measured not in longevity, but in transformation? In other words, we say it a lot, oh, my grandparents were together for 45, 50 years, 60 years. Maybe it's not longevity, but maybe they grew up together, they evolved, they changed, they got better. That might be the new measure, right? Transformation as opposed to longevity for a successful relationship. What say you?
Well, I love that, because in that context, I see you're speaking to the story. Like, we're not just blindly accepting like society's or this world's definition of success in the overly emphasized temporal fashion, even to the effect of time, because even to the unity that, our grandparents have shared in that type of example or scenario, I believe that speaks to the evidence of a love that exceeds even, the longevity that we get to share on earth, right? The testimony of it all can be transformative for the youth, their children, their grandchildren, etc. And I believe, I'm just looking at this note, because say the idea of success, I still acknowledge that as, just like we're speaking to, success for us is left as our successors, right? Like our legacy and so forth. So being able to define what success looks like between ourselves, I believe we welcome the transformation. And in this space, it's key for us to remain of one mind. Because in all the folds of it, in terms, I guess it's just all mental, but we are warring, or like we're warring, or we're seeking alignment, again, just to remain on one accord. But I believe that once we marry up like that, like really get beyond, say, titles or formalities and so forth, what we're really getting at are these truths which are eternal and live beyond our even preconceived notions of things that we can even explain away. So it's beautiful to be swept away or swept through in that current, that ocean of God's will, if you will, or so forth. That's just how I feel it. And yeah, we're going to have desires or things that rest ablaze in our hearts. One for me is just you could call it a concept, but the idea of multiplication, to reproduce, to leave the next generation, through my testimony, through my walk, through my experiences shared and communicated, but through and through, ideally, quote unquote, is with a partner, because your worldly experience is going to be, it's going to get all the sprinkles and bells and whistles. It's like, not to take anything away from it, but when you're aligned with someone who is your divine complement, who you're not necessarily afraid to be yourself with, enjoy this ride called life itself, and having an intimate partner who you welcome the balancing out with. But again, that's part of your choice and all. I still believe that, for me at least, through my eyes and my heart's eyes, I still see the quote unquote intent as resting in, I know that in this body, I'm not going to be here. Lord willing, I'm of service to my queen, to our youth, and our community.
Man.
So all relationships like that is what I'm praying to stay on.
Man, I appreciate your insight, Nazarene X.
Love,
Guess what you just did, man?
ATL, Shalom Alama.
You brought Atlanta, Georgia in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. We got Attila. Oh, but wait a minute. Hold on. We got to come. Listen, we're going to come forward. We're going to go forward. And then we're going to come back and we're going to talk to Attila from Houston, Texas. We're going to get it cooking. Let's go.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Every school day was a vaping day for me. It wasn't a social thing anymore. Suddenly it became something I was doing independently every day. Recently, I was sitting next to somebody on the freeway and I saw them vaping. I was like, wow, is that what I look like? And that didn't sit too well with me. That image has been a big motivation to quit.
No quit story is the same. For free support, text Kick Nicotine to 66819 today.
Lena Bloom for the Bail Project.
Imagine you're stuck in a jail cell and you can't afford bail and someone offers you a way out. Just plead guilty and you can go home and kiss your kids goodnight. What do? What thousands have. You plead guilty whether you are or not. Cash bail makes poverty a crime. That's why the Bail Project helps those who can't afford it while fighting to end cash bail. Because freedom should be free.
Brought to you by the Ad Council.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminds you that we keep us safe.
The Live Your Life organization mentors young women, helping them break negative mindsets and see beyond their surroundings. Through career exposure and hands-on training, they're encouraged to think big, stay focused, and make positive choices. Founded by Nikisha Mama Boo Smith, who transformed her life to become a community leader. Live Your Life is changing lives, but they need your help. They're raising funds to keep their new building open and expand their programs. Your donations will support food, clothes, hygiene products, and holiday giveaways. Visit liveyourlife32.com. That's LIVEYOLIFE32.com to help today. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
This one goes out to all the lovers in the house. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna express my feelings right about now on the way I like to do things. So, y'all, bring it in. Spin like a merry-go-round. Take control like Charles in charge. I really can't wait, let's stay in the garage. Oops, let me run upstairs and get the whipped cream. Can't have ice cream without whipped cream. Plus an ice cube to make you swing. My main man did it, ain't do the right thing. Come on, let me tickle you in all the right places. Keep my eyes open while I watch you make faces. Feeling quite manly, comfortable and cozy. Let me draw the curtains cause my neighbors are nosy.
A twin flame is a relationship with someone you were meant to meet to spark some kind of growth or spiritual development in yourself, right? But technically, anyone we meet can do that. Any single person you meet in this world can be a mirror to the spiritual truth that lies within you. Anyone. They do not have to share a soul with you in order to make you mad enough to try to change your ways. Literally anyone can do this, including your abusive parents as you were growing up. All it takes is spiritual maturity and complete honesty when looking at yourself.
Man, listen. You can call it twin flames. You can call it whatever you want to call it. At the end of the day, your relationship chooses you. Why? Because there's things that need to be revealed to you about you. The great Krishnamurti. Only in relationship can you know yourself. Not in abstraction, and certainly not in isolation, Jiddu Krishnamurti. He's saying relationship is like the library of the self. This is where we come into the knowledge of who we are. All life is a movement in relationship. There is no living thing on earth which is not related to something or other, right? Only in relationship can you know yourself, not in abstraction and certainly not in isolation. The movement of behavior is the sure guide to yourself. It's the mirror of your consciousness. The mirror, or this mirror, will reveal its content, the images, the attachments, the fears, the loneliness, the joy, and sorrow. Poverty lies in running away from this, either in its sublimations or in its identities. He says poverty lies. He's talking psychological poverty, spiritual poverty lies in running away from the truth. Relationships are designed to reveal you to you, even though it's difficult, even though it hurts. That's why you're in them. That's their purpose. They're not just there to give you some type of peace and joy. And yes, relationships do provide that for us, but that is not its primary function. I believe the function of relationship is to expose one to themselves. For what purpose? So you can embrace that. To me, there's no individuation unless you embrace that which you suppress or repress. Right? Many of us believe we exercise free will in our choices. Partnering with individuals based on conscious preferences, shared values, or emotional chemistry. However, what if the very foundation of this belief is an illusion? What if instead of selecting our relationships are in fact selecting us? Yes, you did sign up for this. I'm so tired of it. I didn't sign up for it. Yes, you did. Maybe you didn't do it consciously. You signed up for it subconsciously, but you signed up for it. Right? What if instead of selecting our relationships in fact are selecting us? This counterintuitive premise challenges the linear cause and effect model of romantic interpersonal connection, forcing us to confront the deeper forces that orchestrate our relational experiences. And I want to know, do you guys think that the person you met, and it's not every person you meet, it's that one person you meet that taps in to you and can trigger you in a way that no one else can? Do you think that was by accident? Do you think you chose that person? And I'm not saying the person chose you. I'm saying I think relationships are simply designed for us to meet those type of people, for us to be triggered in ourselves, to be able to see ourselves, to be able to take ownership of what it is we need to do or what it is we need to work on. I've got callers on the line. I want to get them in here now. Attila from Houston, Texas is on the line. What up?
Hey, yo, Tio.
Yo, what's the word? What's the word?
See, this topic is all nice and fluffy and good, but I think it's in the relationships that have hurt us that this is particularly triggering, because it's like, surely I didn't choose that. You mean to tell me I actively chose hurt? Yeah. Somebody else in the chat said, what they say, if it chose you, you didn't sign up for it. I mean, two things can be true at the same time, right? Like, you still have the ability to, like, receive and allow things. So you, in fact, did choose it just based off of, like, being willing to allow a certain thing or person in your life. But I think when people say, I didn't sign up for this, what they really mean is, I signed up for your representative. Where are they? Can you bring them back? I don't like the real you. That's what they really saying. Like, you get a little bit too comfortable.
That's deep. Wait, I didn't sign up for the real you. I signed up for your representative?
Your representative.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
You hear people say, like, well, what happened to the person that used to take me on dates? Or, you know, man, what happened to the person that would do da-da-da? Like, okay, they are still that person, but they're also showing you another aspect. As Miss JB said the other day, it's layers, right? So I think what Naz was saying earlier about, you know, being happy and choosing to focus on positive things is very important. I would say the other side of that is being okay with, like, contentment and boredom as well, because if you are somebody who has to be constantly stimulated, you will be asking this question. Like, it's like a child. Like, they're going to be looking for the newest, shiniest thing, right? And so what's crazy is we do things that dull the object. So whether that's through use, misuse, like Nas was saying, or neglect. But then we get mad when it's no longer new. I mean, it makes no sense.
That's crazy. So did we sign up for it, or did it choose us? I think we signed up for it.
Of course.
God, it's heavy.
We signed up for it, but I believe things also, like, I think the Most High is so masterful that multiple things can be happening in one dynamic. But because, and honestly, I don't know, part of me is kind of like, who cares? Like, to me, to even try and, like, quantify or understand that is a little bit neurotic in itself. And I say this as, like, a former neurotic, recovering neurotic. If you're somebody who feels like you need to know what's going on and control things and do this and that, and you feel like that's your role in life, period, then I think relationships and accepting that you might have chosen something that you didn't really see the full picture of, like, you know, completely, that can be a shock to your ego, because you're used to being in control. So if something comes up, it's like, what? I didn't sanction this. I didn't say this was okay, but you did, though.
So let me ask you this. Now, you've heard me for couple of years now talking about this. Do you really feel like relationship is where you discover yourself? And when you do discover yourself, what are you to do with this new information, this new revelation about you? What are you supposed to do with that?
I don't know if there's like a supposed to do. I can tell you what I did.
Let's hear it.
So, cried, first of all. Cried. First thing was to cry. I'm serious. Like, I think an emotional release of saying goodbye to who you thought you were is very important. Or who people told you should be. Like, that, honestly, like, me holding on to that, I feel like is the thing that's keeping me from evolving to my next level. So I'm still learning to have to, like, let that go. I haven't really got past that. I guess the next thing after that, once you do accept it, or what I'm hoping to do, is to be able to, like, encourage other people and say, like, hey, like, this is kind of what it took for me to get to a certain space or whatever. But, yeah, to release, but then to keep an open mind to, like, you know, be able to teach and reach out to other people, like, that's huge, I think. But I don't know. I could be wrong.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Atala, guess what you just did?
I brought Houston in the building.
Houston, Texas is in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, you already know what you got to do. All you got to do is hit that number, 1-800-920-1580. When we come forward, we're going to Pensacola, Florida to talk to one of our favorites. You already know what it is. Nzinga.
Make a move, my lollipop cutie. Lay down on the cover, let the lover do his duty. It looks like rain, but rain doesn't matter. We can take time, hold hands, and chit chatter. And what about love? Love's a possibility, but let's make sure we share the same mentality. Close the door, dim the lights, everything's okie dokie, copacetic, alright. And how about oil? Warm from the heat, I can slick your body down from your head to your feet. Make you smile from a simple kiss. Close your eyes and I'll grant your first wish. Open your arms and wrap me tight like a teddy bear. Then take your fingers and run it through my hair. Many are called and the chosen a few, but all I wanna know, is it good to you?
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. A judge is pausing the Trump administration's deferred resignation offer, extending the deadline to Monday. Over 40